Yeah.
50. Next game here. Washington Commanders 5-7 going to the New York Giants. Or sorry, not 5-7, 7-5. Washington Commanders 7-5 going to the New York Giants, who are 7-4. Washington's a 2-point favorite here. Big NFC East matchup here. They face again here in 2 weeks, come week 15. This has big playoff consequences here. One of these teams is probably going to go to the playoffs, and one of them's not. Just the way things are shaping up. But stylistically, I think the Commanders outmatch the Giants here. I do think the Giants are the better coach team and the better and arguably better talented team. But it's hard for me to take the Giants the way the Washington's defense has been playing, and then the Giants offense or the Giants defense has been playing. Last 4 games, Washington has been getting the run game lower and lower and lower, and then offensively the run game's gotten better and better and better. Where it's the opposite for the Giants, the run game has gotten worse, and then the defensively, last game they gave up 169 yards rushing. The week before that they gave 160. So I think it's a Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson show against the New York Giants, and I think it's going to be tough for Barkley to do that against the Commanders team. So I'm going Commanders here.
Just a quick note: Gibson, I believe, is going to miss this game. Though. Brian Robinson be definitely the lead back on this one.
Yeah, yeah, it was a tough one for me. Because we haven't played this well in a long time, and we're doing it off the backs of, backups and practice squad signed players, and these guys are playing their heart out and playing a hell of a game. And I just you got both guards, Luminex and Azuda is out, North Carolina.
Ooh.
Yeah, the rookie out of North Carolina.
And it's just, and then you got, we still don't know what's going on with Bellinger. He's questionable, but I don't know that he's going to play. Brightwell, who played very well on special teams and came in on third down and a situational back. He's questionable. Fabian Monroe, DB, playing, exceptional on the boundary. He's questionable still. And then on top of it all off, Dory Jackson's still out because we had him returning kicks. I just don't, I think that was the craziest thing I could say about the whole year of, coaching calls out of that whole entire regime. Other than that, they've been flawless. I didn't agree with that. I thought that was a bad idea. But I got to go Commanders here. The Giants are scoring more points. Giants 20 points a game, Washington 19. But like Brady says, man, they're just, that defensive line is just playing like it needs to play coming down the stretch here. And the Giants are just meeting the Commanders first time this season, a lot more banged up than any Giant fan would like us to be coming into a game that's has playoff implications. Going forward. This is a tough one for me. I really want to pick the Giants just because, I'm a Giant fan, and I think that that coaching staff and these players are really putting the best product they can on the field. But I just think the injuries, it's really just the injuries for me are just too much. You start to see it now in the numbers, the defense starting to let up a lot. And offense is just not able to do as much as it was when we first started the season. It's apparent to see that we're not as explosive as we were, man. I gotta go Commanders here, just simply because I'm trying to pick a winner. It has nothing to do with anything else. Giants, Commanders. How about you, Nikki?
Fun fact for the Commanders: they have the best record in football since week 6. They're 6-1. So that's pretty crazy. And another funny thing is that the Broncos should take a page out of the Washington Commanders playbook, because if they're only averaging 19 points a game and they're 6-1 in the last 7 games, all the fucking Broncos had to do was score 18 points a game, and they'd be 9-2. So
Washington scoring
call
19.
up the Commanders, see what they're doing. I hate this for the Giants. This is a tough one. It sucks that it's going in the direction it's going, how dominant the NFC East is. I'm leaning towards Washington in this one too. I think Saquon needs to get going in this one. He struggled the last couple games.
It's the offensive line.
Daniel Jones has struggled because of that. The scheme's there still. You guys are still. It's just about executing, and that's the thing we've been talking about it all year. Is the scheme? It's almost you guys have to execute on all levels at all times, and it's tough to do. But hopefully, you guys can get it done this week. But another thing, McLaurin has been cooking on you guys in the last 3 matchups. He's averaging around 97 yards a game. In the last 3 matchups against the Giants. So look for McLaurin to cook with Heineke and to mix in with the run game. I'm going Washington. What about you, John?
Yeah, like you said, 6-1 over the last 7 games here. And over that span, they've only allowed over 21 points twice. And those were both victories for them as well. Other than that, the defense is just – these are 2 teams that are kind of trending in the different directions. If you look at the overall season numbers, they'd look very similar. But if you take what Washington's been doing since Heineke took over, they've been trending in a different direction. And then Brian Robinson as well was a spark for them. And then the Giants, like Eddie said, the injuries are starting to take a toll. You're starting to finally see it on the defense. You're seeing it on the offense with the offensive line injuries. Saquon, his rushing numbers are heading in the wrong direction. I do think, however, if they come to play, because the coaching staff has been that good all season, I think they're going to have a nice game plan coming in here to face the Commanders. But you're right, again, Nikki, they're going to have to execute it flawlessly. Not much room for error for the Giants. There hasn't been all season, and they've done a wonderful job at executing. There's no way to get around it. But I think it's going to be a little much a tall task given the injuries, all the stuff that's stacked against them. You're right about McLaurin. He's going to be a problem. Obviously, as Eddie noted, Adoree Jackson's still out. They're so thin, and they were thin at a lot of spots coming into the season. So I'm going to go Washington. I'm surprised this is, a legitimate playoff type of situation with only 6 games to go in the season. Both these guys are right in the thick of the hunt, but tough. That Giants schedule the rest of the season's tough too. So we'll see. This game, I go Commanders.
The Commanders. But I can do a quick note here for Taylor Heineke. For of all the starting quarterbacks, he's the 2nd worst PFF graded quarterback.
Wow.
But they're winning, so it's something to add of the hype, the fresh air getting behind a quarterback, or getting rid of a quarterback that was depressing. Not to kick a man while he's down with Carson Wentz and Zach Wilson, but like that breath of fresh air means so much to the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I just want to say that the Giants been playing outstanding. I mean, you basically went from 0 to heroes in 1 season. I mean, these guys coming over from Buffalo, what they did, phenomenal job. Kudos, hats off goes, to the coaching staff and everything. Hats off to Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones for coming in this year and really stepping their game up. Both guys stepped their game up this year. You couldn't have asked for these guys to do anymore. I mean, he's got way more touchdowns this year than he's got interceptions. He's barely got any fumbles. I mean, it's a complete turnaround.